Hi guys, my name is Julianne, also known as Roadrunner, and the season is beginning and we're all looking at new gear for the new hiking season. So today I wanted to talk about some pieces of gear that we really just kind of look at in passing. We see, yeah, that's kind of necessary, but let's look at other things that we feel are more important. But these pieces of gear are so essential that if you do not have them, your life on trail is going to be absolutely miserable. I promise you. So the first piece of gear that I would be really miserable if I didn't have on my next through hike is actually one that I don't have anymore because TSA took it recently. And that is the little Swiss Army knife. And I hope I'm gonna get it for Christmas, and probably I will. So you're just gonna see a little picture here or there, wherever. But ultimately, I did a video about how I didn't bring this knife on my Appalachian Trail through hike and how it was one of the worst decisions of my whole choice of gear choosing. I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna just bring nail clippers and I have my neck knife. I don't need the little Swiss Army knife, but it was the biggest mistake ever. Because, why? Well, this little multi-tool actually has a pair of scissors, and when you're on a through hike, you will need pairs of scissors. Why? Not just for the nails, that's what I was just focused on. I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna have nail clippers for the nails. No. You need scissors for other things. One of the biggest things that I needed scissors for is whenever I needed to repair any of my gear, such as like my mattress or my tent itself. Whenever you cut out pieces of like Dyneema repair, you need to cut circles. And you shouldn't really cut like squares or anything like that. But even if you were to cut squares, a knife doesn't really work. And nail clippers, have you ever tried to cut something just like with nail clippers? I'm sure it's possible, but the scissors are just super handy. And throughout my hike, I had to ask my hiking partners for their little Swiss Army knife. And I was like, I'm never going to go without this little pair of scissors. You'll need it. So for me, we don't give it enough credit. We just kind of say, well, you know, like maybe bring it, but you can also bring like nail clippers and you're gonna save some weight. Like, no, you're not gonna really save any weight. Like the Swiss Army knife, take that instead of the nail clippers. Like for real, like it has like a little knife, it has a little nail file, and it has like scissors. So I don't know how much I can tell you, but you need to bring the scissors. Okay, come on, just do it, just do it. I mean, do whatever you need to do, right? But for me, not having the scissors was annoying. And I'm just gonna say, obviously I survived without the scissors, because I know I'm gonna have people say, well, you know, obviously you did your through hike without the scissors. But yeah, but it was miserable. So this video is about if you didn't have those things, you would be miserable. Not that you can't survive, but you would be miserable. Okay, moving on. The second piece of gear that I think is just underrated and people don't really say is like super important is this here item right there. What is this? This is a spoon or spork. I have a spork, which is a spoon that also can be like a fork. It has a longer handle so that when you have a dehydrated meal, you have like a handle, and if you were to just use like a plastic fork, it's not as comfortable to eat, right? But ultimately, this is nice, it's lightweight, you can reuse it, it's not harming the environment, and it's just an essential item. This is one of those pieces that gets lost very quickly. A lot of hikers lose this and then, you know, struggle for the next few days until they get to town. Like, how are they gonna eat their food if they were mostly focused on having dehydrated meals? Right now, if you have food like tortillas or, you know, candy bars, obviously you don't need this. But if you are planning to heat up food at night and then eat it, what are you gonna do? Use your hand and burn your fingers or go like that? It just makes your life miserable. Again, it's not like you can't live without it. It's not like you can't survive without it. But honestly, that would be such a pita if if you lost your spoon or spork. And I didn't really realize that people don't think about this until I had my recent shakedown with Top Hat, because he brought like, I don't remember how many, but like 12 plastic forks. And I was like, what? First of all, why bring 12? I guess because of the sanitary item, like you can just throw thing away, but I mean, you could just use a normal plastic fork. But yeah, I mean, this is something that you can reuse. It's ultralight, and yeah, I don't know, like a plastic fork would work too, but again, it's really uncomfortable to get food out with a short handle, right? Look at this, look. I mean, there's no food in there, but like, look at this, look at this. No, it doesn't work. So, essential item, the spork or spoon, it's so important. And the third and final piece of gear, I think people don't even realize is a piece of gear. I'm not even sure you would consider a piece of gear, but it's essential. Like you need it to feel comfortable. You could live without it. It would be not really fun, but that is toilet paper. Like, toilet paper is so important. If you don't have toilet paper on a day where your stomach crumbles a little bit stronger and you're going to have a little explosion, having toilet paper is like so important. Sometimes we would go into town and we would forget about toilet paper, and then we're hiking for the next 4 or 5 days and we realize I have like 3 little things of toilet paper left. What am I gonna do? You know, you start thinking, oh, I'm gonna use leaves and stuff, but man, to go without toilet paper on a thru hike is absolutely miserable, and then you're gonna ask all the other hikers, hey, do you have some extra toilet paper I can borrow? It's like gold on a thru hike. This is gold, and as you can see, I have like different little bundles, and I put them into like a little dog bag just for my own sake, like, I don't know, whatever. But toilet paper is so essential, and you need it, and don't go without it, and bring enough. And yeah, and I am going to do an honorable mention of another piece of gear that is always underrated, and that is the trowel, right? So what is a trowel? A trowel is something that you use to actually dig holes, which are called cat holes, to be able to go number 2 in. And if you don't have a trowel, then it's also no fun. So you can go without a trowel. You can use like pieces of wood to dig cat holes, which you are required, by the way, to dig. You're not just supposed to poop and just let it hang out there with the toilet paper. You're supposed to dig holes, go number 2 in, and then cover it back up and maybe put a little stick in it so that other people would know that there is some feces there. But anyway, like, yeah, using pieces of sticks to dig a hole is not fun. I've tried it, and honestly, it literally takes forever. And a lot of times when you do go number 2, I mean, for me, I sometimes had to go in a hurry. And so a trowel is so much better because it helps you just dig real fast, and then you can do your business. Now, as you can see, I put a little duct tape around it because this trowel really does hurt your hand. Like the sides of it really hurt your hand if you don't have something like something around it. And so I put duct tape around it, and it helps me be able to dig more comfortably and not hurt my hand. So honorable mention, like, a trowel is so important. This is the deuce of spades, or the deuce. There are different options that you can use. Some people use a tent stake. There are some that are a little bit wider and they just kind of use that. Or you use pieces of sticks, and that's just like so uncomfortable. Anywho, I'm trying to give credit to those pieces of gear that are just being ignored, but they're important. So thank you so much for watching. If you do like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully that will happen. And I do want to just give a big thank you to one of my subscribers named Wingnut. And I would like to just do a shout out and send a lot of good and warm thoughts and prayers to this amazing subscriber. And he sent me this really cute potato. It says, "Positive potato. I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your thing." And it's so cute that, you know, he has sent me before like a little buffalo, and then he did send me like a road runner, and he keeps sending me these cute things. And I am planning to bring one of those 3 things on my next through hike, and right now the potato is definitely winning the race. I think this might be the next thing that I'm going to bring on my next through hike. So thank you, Wingnut. You are so appreciated. Please feel better. A lot of thoughts and a lot of positive and warm wishes to you. Thank you so much. And also thank you so much to all my patrons. I couldn't do any of this future planning without you guys. So have a wonderful day.